This shouldn't be here. This is a main hydraulic that is rubbing against the frame. Another 100 miles and the steering just stopped. This is what we call caught before catastrophe. We're doing our chassis pre-trip inspection. This is a 44-foot, 30-ton machine. Time spent on the side of the road isn't just an inconvenience. It's a failure of system management. Reliability isn't a luxury. It's a technical requirement. Today, we're auditing the heavy chassis to prevent that failure before we even leave the driveway. We're going to check the air ejectors for moisture indications. Air ejectors are the vent valves or the drain valves on the primary and secondary air tank. That air tank is for your air ride suspension and also your brake system. When you pull the lever and there's moisture coming out of the secondary or primary air tank, that's an indication that your moisture filter for your air system has gone bad and it's time to be replaced. So behind the passenger side stair tire, I have 3 lanyards. But what's also interesting is back here at the rear of the coach, I've got another lanyard. That's weird. The manual only calls for 3. So I spoke with Spartan regarding the manual. I said, but I've got a 4th. Pull the 3 first at the front stair tire, clear, green, red, in that order, and then pull the 4th one as your last. With the 3 lanyards up here at the stair tire are very difficult to make out the color code. So what I'm going to do is I started the coach. That way I can get some room between the fender well and the tire. Now I've got some carburetor cleaner and I'm going to clean up all the debris on those lanyards to identify those color codes. So after spraying the 3 lanyards with some carburetor choke cleaner, I didn't even need a rag, and all the road grime and debris just came right off those lanyards, and you can easily identify those now. Doing this check ensures that there's no moisture in your air system, which will lead to premature failure. The silver lanyard is the wet tank. When the air leaves your air dryer filter, this is the first tank it stops. Second is the green lanyard. This is your primary tank, and this is for the rear brakes on the coach. The third lanyard, the red one, secondary, and this operates the front brakes and auxiliary systems like your airbag leveling. The 4th lanyard that we found is for your safe tow haul system at the rear of the coach for flat towing. Another check that we're going to do for our operational readiness is we are going to check the hub oil level in the steer and tag axles. There's a different method for checking the oil level of the drive axle. If you don't have this gear wrench in your coach, it should have came with the owner's manual, maybe in your owner's manual bag tucked in one of the overhead compartments. I strongly recommend that you find this wrench, if not purchase one. You need this wrench in the event that you have a flat tire, the tire ever needs to come off. Most tow truck companies do carry this with them, however, not all do. The gear wrench is designed to take off this center nut in order for us to remove wheel cap here. Once the nut is removed, pull that center cap off. Underneath you get this bracket held on by 1/2-inch nuts. This is oil level indicator. I noticed that oil level is low. You can see right here that looks like oil level there, but it's actually just a blob of oil on that line indication. The oil level is actually way down here. So what I'm going to use to fill that up is Lucas 75 W90 gear oil. Spartan recommends either 80 W90 or the 75 W90 synthetic. It appears to be a 5/16 Allen wrench. We'll remove that plug and then we'll add our gear oil and come back up to level. And we're back up to full. And this is why we do that maintenance. Running 1,200 miles with a wheel bearing on extremely low oil level could have been catastrophe on our road trip. Make sure you get out there and do your pre-checks. Next on our list is going to be the engine bay. So back here, take a look at all of our pre-underway checks: oil level, coolant level, hydraulic fluid level. We'll take a look at our belts, make sure everything looks kosher, we don't see any leaks, and there's nothing loose. Once your transmission is up to temperature, 118. We can come to your Allison transmission control pad, and if you're not aware of this, if you push the down and up arrow together, it'll give you the transmission level. Transmission okay, tells you if you push up and down again, gives you 94% oil life. Filters are okay, transmission health is okay, and there's no codes. So just a little technology trick if you didn't realize that was available with your keypad option. So we'll start up here at the top. This is our coolant reservoir tank. Right here is our bullseye, and that's how we verify proper fluid level. Full line, when the engine is cold, will be all the way filling the sight glass. Next off is our hydraulic oil level. Our hydraulic system serves multiple purposes on this coach. One, the hydraulic system operates our cooling fan clutch, which is back in here, and our power steering. And we're going to verify that our hydraulic oil level is full. So once again, here's the hose from underneath the coach. Err on the side of caution when you crawl underneath the coach, especially when it's up on airbags. If those airbags do deflate, this area down here can definitely crush you. So you need to be extremely careful. Maybe put a couple jack stands, something that will support the weight of the coach, just in the event that the airbags do deflate. But right here, you can see this is the piece of chafing gear that was installed, and you can see that the chafing gear has come off of this cross member. Now this is a pretty sharp edge right here, and if I lift up on this hose, it's extremely stiff. You can see where that's starting to cut into the hose. I'm going to go ahead and reposition this chafing gear. All right, I was able to get this chafing gear up past this cross member here. We'll tell you it is extremely tight with the engine block right here, the hose hanger here, and then of course right back here to the hydraulic pump. It's a very short distance, a very rigid and thick hose, and it was extremely tight, but I did manage to sneak that chafing gear up past that ledge right there. So that hose is now protected, and we should be carefree of that chafing there. By not addressing that now, that potentially leads to a hose rupture down the road. And I definitely don't want to be stranded on the side of the road with a hydraulic hose that ruptured. God forbid that hydraulic hose does rupture and it atomizes hydraulic oil back in this engine compartment. We can be looking at a major fire. So make sure you take a look at these items and address them promptly. We verified the air system. Now we move into the lubrication sequence, the 12-point stair suspension. I'm utilizing the stair to clear method to perform this work without unnecessary lifting. Part 2 covers that procedure.